Okay, let's do this fucking shit.
Thank you. What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Sitting Ringside. This is episode number 218. As always, with me, my homies. First off, Joey. I'm gonna give y'all some nicknames. Joey, Bigfoot, Genrat,
What up?
Mark, Canada Dry, Ambu Miller,
Canada Dry,
and Rudy the Prophet Lara. And as always, I am Roberto El Jefe Villa. What's cracking, y'all? How we doing, fellas?
Not too bad. How are you guys doing?
not bad. Just came back from San Antonio. Took my kids to the State Aquarium in Corpus and San Antonio Zoo and Hopscotch Museum. Did a lot of shit in a couple days. It's fun, man.
Right.
That's one of the worst things to do, trying to cram a bunch of stuff in
I know,
short
right?
amount of time.
It was a little miserable time because the first night I got there, I was like, man, I was kind of stressed out. So I bought a bottle of Crown and I drank like half of it, and I got so drunk, and it was a bad experience. I remember why I stopped drinking. I don't want to do that again. It was horrible.
Well,
Shit, my wife gave me damn 2 pain pills last night before I went to bed because my shoulder didn't bother me. Because I still haven't had my surgery yet, and I woke up this morning. I feel like I'd been drinking. I was like, I feel fucked up. I was like, "What'd you give me?" She's like, "Some pain pills." I'm like, She goes, "You take both of them?" I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "You were only supposed to take one." I was like, "Why the hell did you put 2 of them on the nightstand then?" I sleep like a baby though.
Oh man. Well, guys, before we get started with our show, let's give our quick shout outs to HK USA. Go to hkusa.com, show your support to them as they show support to Fightbook MMA and to Sitting Ringside. Also to our streaming partners, Triller TV, Flow Combat, ESPN Plus, The Zone, and MMA TV. And as always, quick shout out to the promotions that we work with. Just to name a few, I know I can't, it's just hard to remember them all, but they're all in there at the website. Brave Combat Federation, Fight World MMA, XFN, PFL, and the list goes on. AKA, yeah, go check them out. Everybody's out there at the website. Just click the More tab and you'll see who our partners are. Also to Foxhound Fuel, go to foxhoundfuel.com. Click the QR code that you'll see the screen there. And if you're listening to us on the streaming platform, just go to foxhoundfuel.com. Use our discount code FBMMA. You'll get 20% off. You also can check out their individual supplements and see which one you like as well. So yeah, go to foxhoundfuel.com. Also to the fellas, go to johntyler.com. Go to click his website there and use our discount code FIGHTBOOK for also 20% off your purchases. They got some good, comfortable underwear, man. I use them every day, so
They got the cock pocket in the front or no?
Yes.
I need all that.
Yeah.
I used Long Johns.
Long Johns.
Damn, son.
Long Johns.
1925.
I wear thongs. So
Long
I don't
Johns
know what I wear thongs.
You a nasty bitch.
I wear pantaloons.
You're damn right I am.
Nasty
I'm a nasty motherfucker.
Yeah, you're gross, bro.
Nasty.
Also to the bobbleheads, Foco, go to Foco, check them out. Click the QR code; it'll take you straight to the boxing bobbleheads. Go check them out. Awesome guys out there. They support Fightbook MMA like crazy. So go check them out. Also to Elite Sports, go to elitesports.com or click the QR code. There's no discount codes, but just go check them out. They send us randomly some merch, so go check them out. Also to Born Tough, their sister company. They have some good boxing and punching bags and all other kinds of stuff that you can get from them. Rudy has a punching bag, and he loves it for cheap. I mean, what, $60 or something like that?
$60. $60 whole bag setup.
Freaking amazing. And then the other partner, Mr. Rudy.
Don't forget my favorite Shell Shock CBD. Use code FBMMA to get 10% off your first purchase. Keep in mind, folks, you can go and get our hottest selling item, the CBD lube, $34.99. I don't know, man. It's the best.
Everybody loves that lube, bro.
They also have free samples. They're giving away free samples. So if you go to the website right now, you get some free samples in your cart and take 10% off your order.
Right away in the chat, we got our boy, our friend of the show, Mr. David Potter. He says that I knew Rudy Laura was here. I smelt his big D energy from a mile away. And that Rudy Laura wears your mom's panties in his mouth.
Oh, gross. I would never do that.
Just walk around with granny panties strapped to his face.
Oh, that's just not right, David.
Boring,
all right. Well, let's go ahead and start off with the events that are happening this weekend. First off, in the MMA, kickboxing, grappling, Muay Thai category, Rudy and I's favorite promotion, One Championship, where they got one Friday Fight 72. It's a great way to start your weekend. Start at 6 o'clock in the morning, Mountain Time, 4 o'clock Eastern Time. And go check it out. They put on some amazing Muay Thai fights. I will be having the live results at the website, fightbookmma.com. Also streaming live at Fightbook MMA. We have AKA Braxton King versus Nakia Brown, our boys out there at AKA. And then also on Saturday, UAE Warriors 51. And then the following day, UAE Warriors 52. So don't miss out. In the boxing category, Saturday, live on ESPN Plus in London, Joe Joyce versus Derek Chisora, a 12-rounder in the heavyweight division.
That's going to be awesome.
That's going to be a fucking badass boxing event right there, man.
Can't wait for that.
Yeah. Also on Saturday, live in Detroit on DAZN, this is going to be a title fight. Vanessa Lepage Dionise versus Clarissa Shields. Man, they're going to be fighting for Lepage WBC heavyweight title. Also on Saturday
I thought those were women's names. My bad.
Also in Melrose, Massachusetts, Andriy Nivatsky versus Keith Riddle. They're fighting in the 10-rounder in the heavyweight division. And then last but not least, on Sunday, July 28th, in Shiga, Japan, it's a title fight. Jinjiro Chekioka versus Pedro Taduran.
Waiting for that. Just waiting for that Mexican music.
Just waiting for that name.
That's the first one that you've said that whole time.
I know.
All night, bro. That's the first Mexican name. It's kind of rare.
They're fighting for Chikioka's IBF strawweight title.
What?
Chikioka. IBF strawweight
cheeky
title.
bastard.
Cheeky. Shiki. All right, guys. UFC Vegas 94. Lemos versus Jen Diroba. Let's go ahead and give our grade on that event. Rudy, what did you give it? I know you gave it a high score, man.
I give it a 9. I give it a high score. I give it a 9. I thought it delivered. I didn't think it was going to do better than a 7, and it delivered, bro. Despite the fact that my picks sucked ass, like a lot of them did. I wasn't even mad about it. One pick for sure that I got for sure was Miranda Maverick. Definitely got that one right. But
Steve
yeah, man.
Garcia.
Yeah. I mean, we can run down it real quick. Run down the
man.
list. We had Muhammad Usman, Thomas Peterson. Like I said last week, sandwich fight of the night. It was boring. Like we could have done with that one. Luana Carolina and Lucy Pudilova. Boring. Double decker. I said that.
Yep.
Trey Ogden, Loic Radzhabov. That one was a fun fight.
Yeah, it was.
Miranda Maverick, of course, beating Diane Barboza. That was a good fight. Miranda just destroyed her. Brian Kelleher and Cody Gibson. That was another good fight. I went with the last minute pick, Cody Gibson. Zhang Yong Lee and Haider Amil. I did not see it ending that way.
Dude, I did
win.
not see the way that Emil won, bro. Oh, dude. Sick.
That was pretty cool, man. Still undefeated.
Yep.
And then we had Duho Choi and Bill Algeo. I didn't think Duho Choi was going to win.
Bro, how did he survive? Dude, how did he survive the onslaught that Algeo was giving him?
I don't know.
And then he turns around and TKOs him.
Well, it's because he knows what happens when you dishonor your country. Right? Oh no, he's South Korean.
He's South Korean, bro.
I thought it was North Korean.
No.
Do we have any North Korean fighters? I wonder if we do. I don't think we do, right?
I seriously doubt it.
Somebody should go talk to Little Kim. Next up, we had Cody Durden and Bruno Silva. They're what?
They're not allowed to leave the yard.
Yeah. I feel bad for him. And I felt bad for Cody Durden because he was winning this fight. He was dominating from start to finish. And then he got clipped. Bruno Silva caught him in the second round. And man, Bruno must have hit him hard because he just busted his face wide open. He had, I don't know how many stitches on that under that eye, but man, that was a tough loss for Cody Durden. Like I said, he was dominating, bro. He was dominating this fight. And I think he was a slight underdog on this. It was a good fight.
Yeah, it was. It was amazing. It was an amazing fight, dude.
And Kurt Holloway, Kynan Kucheski. This one was okay. I mean, I can't really say anything about it. The next one, though, Steve Garcia and Sungwoo Choi.
Oh,
that one was badass. Steve Garcia, baby.
Man.
Good job, dude.
Yeah, this guy, Steve, he deserves a title shot, bro.
I don't know about that.
He's the way he's been winning these last, 4 fights?
He'll get it.
Bro. I know.
Yeah, eventually, if he keeps...
He just needs to keep up the momentum and winning the way he's been winning. He'll get that call, man.
Oh, yeah.
Not until he gets a full body tan, bro. You can't be going there fighting for a belt with a farmer's
tan. He should fight Bryce Mitchell.
There you go.
Farmer versus farmer.
That dude is off his rocker.
But this was a great fight, man. Great fight. Look at these stats, dude. 4 strikes. This dude had 42. What? That's insane. But anyways, Amanda Lemos, Virna Jandiroba. Like I told you, Roberto, Rob Schneider was going to dominate Lemos, and she did. And she did it in quick fashion too, bro.
Right.
Yeah, I think next thing for Jandiroba is definitely a title shot, man.
I agree.
I don't know why I didn't watch this fight. I don't know if I was somewhere or I went somewhere.
I think Jake Paul was on. Jake Paul and Mike Perry fight.
Yeah, I didn't watch that crap either.
Wasn't that last week? It was last weekend, right?
Yeah, it was the same night.
It was right afterwards.
Yeah, that one was forgettable. So
yeah,
I mean, Jake Paul did win. He won in like the sixth round. He knocked out Mike Perry. I was kind of rooting for Mike Perry, but I had a feeling that was going to happen.
Mike Perry couldn't get anything going.
Nah, man.
No,
dude. Conor McGregor fired him from the BKFC.
Yeah, Conor McGregor did fire him. I don't know. You want to do some outside the cage news? Since you're already talking about it, Roberto.
Yeah. But do we got a quick sponsor?
Oh yeah. Thanks for reminding me, Roberto. If I didn't do our ad reads, we'd be in a lot of trouble, bro. So before we do outside the cage news, we have a new sponsor. It is 4 Patriots. So here we go. 2/3 of Americans are at risk of blackouts from heat waves. Are you prepared? Claim your power independence from our country's crumbling power grid with the Patriot Power Generator 2000X. Over 150,000 Americans trust these powerful solar generators to run things like their fridge, fans, TV, CPAP, and more during an emergency. Get yours at 4patriots.com and score a free 100-watt solar panel. If you're ready to have the ultimate in blackout protection and get a free solar panel, go to 4patriots.com now. Thank you. Thank you.
Let's go.
Yeah, so the Cage News.
Outside the cage news is more interesting than what's happening inside the cage.
Yeah.
We always say, right?
Like you mentioned, Conor McGregor just fired Jake Paul, Mike Perry for looking horrible.
Dude,
like Joey said, he looked like shit.
Yeah, he did. He looked like shit, and
he was in slow motion.
And it's a little different when you have gloves on, and he's fighting, significantly bigger guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you would think he would be the faster guy.
Yeah, but it's different with boxing gloves, man. A lot.
I watched a highlight on YouTube, and one of the guys that was doing it, it was like commentary from the fight, but he was saying that I guess Perry, how he fights in bare knuckle, he keeps his hand down by his hips. He's like, man, you can't do that in boxing.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
And that dude was calling it every time. Every time, he's like, oh, he's keeping his head on the line. He's not moving. He's keeping his hands low. And fucking Jake was just tagging his ass.
Yeah, dude.
It was frustrating to watch, honestly.
It was, and the way, bare knuckle, it's a totally different beast.
It's a brawl.
When you go into it's a brawl, pretty much, like you said. And in boxing, you got to keep those hands up, man. You got to protect that face. You got to protect your elbows. Got to protect the side of your body too. So, I mean, it was a good call for Jake Paul to win the way he did. And yeah, I mean, fuck. Perry just sucks at boxing. He's just a brawler. That's all he is. He's just a brawler.
He's good at bar fights.
Yeah.
I honestly thought the UFC event was way better. Way better.
Oh, yeah, it was.
Oh, for sure, dude. For sure.
Oh, what's his name?
The Canadian. Someone Canadian got the nice KO, but he was losing that fight the whole fucking time until he got that big KO at the end. So, other than that, the fight card was For me,
who's the boxer, the Mexican kid that knocked out Anthony Joshua?
Andy Ruiz.
Usyk?
Andy Ruiz.
Yeah, Andy Ruiz.
Oh, Andy Ruiz.
He called out Jake.
Yeah, he did. He said that you've been training for how many years?
6 years.
Yeah, you're fighting these boxers. Fight me. I'm fat. I was like, that is the best thing that I've ever read. And Andy Ruiz, dude, if Andy Ruiz faces Jake Paul, bro,
he will destroy him.
Andy will fucking annihilate him.
But shit, man, we say that every time, but man, it's hard not. I would have to bet a little bit of money towards Jake Paul. It's like just hoping I can recoup some shit back. You know what I'm saying?
Well, could you imagine if this fight does end up happening, and Jake Paul is the underdog of this fight, and you put a little bit of money on Jake, bro, and he wins, money, dude. Just put $100.
I don't know, man.
Oh, for sure.
I don't know.
What?
I don't think so.
Why? I mean, if he's the underdog.
Yeah, but I don't think he would be that big of an underdog.
No,
honestly, don't. Nah, considering the people he's fought and he's won, bro. Everyone underestimates him, and he always comes out on top
because he's fighting retired UFC fighters, retired MMA fighters. The only boxer that he's
Yeah.
boxed, he lost.
Yeah, true.
And Tommy Fury is nobody.
He is not.
Yeah, well, you said it right there.
And Ruiz would clean his clock.
Oh yeah, Andy Reese would definitely destroy him, dude.
Oh, bro, that would be. Man, I would put money on both fighters just for the hell of it.
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah, I would. On both, yeah, I would. Because either way, I'd come on top. I mean, you're still gonna win.
Whoa, what? What did you just say?
You're
Man, as soon as you said "come on top," Mark just bounced. He was like, "Bro, I thought you were going to talk about that."
He's headed to the bathroom with the.
That's gross.
Disgusting. Oh man. Rudy, do you have an outside the cage news topic?
Oh yeah, I have a feel good story. A feel good story of the day. Yeah, let me pull it up real quick. Gizmo the dog went missing in Las Vegas in 2015. He's been found alive after 9 years. Look at him. It's a Chihuahua.
He's been raised by coyotes.
Las Vegas, Judith Monara is crumpled onto her kitchen floor and wept when the news arrived in an email. Gizmo, her pet dog, missing for 9 years, had been found alive. Monara was 28 and living with her parents in 2015 when Gizmo, the 2-year-old, slipped past a faulty gate in the backyard of the home in Las Vegas. So who had the dog? Let's see. The decade that followed brought a lot of change. Monara is now 37, moved in her own home, earned a master's degree in English, and began her teaching career in higher education. Throughout the years, Monara said she never stopped trying to find Gizmo. Now she is climbing into her car to drive across the street. Across town to meet Gizmo at an animal hospital. So, he had a microchip. I wonder if they could track like where this dog was at.
Ooh, that'd be dope.
Follow like his where he's been.
Yeah. I can't imagine he was on the street. Maybe some owner or somebody stole the dog.
Yeah.
And then it ran away after 9 years being captive. I think this should be more of a kidnapping story. A dog napping.
Fuck Gizmo, unloyal ass bitch.
Right.
broke out of a house after 2 years. He was probably all buttered up and had everything handed to him for the past 11 years. He broke out of that house, man. Fuck.
Oh, he walks with a limp.
Oh,
yeah,
his eyes were his eyes were severely infected and some of his teeth were missing. So he might have been living outside.
Wherever he's at.
Poor Gizmo. Joey doesn't think so.
No, he doesn't.
I love Chihuahuas.
Me too.
The shit eaters of the earth.
Yeah, we also got a story, another feel-good story. A black bear and a cub destroy car in Connecticut after getting trapped inside. I don't know how they got trapped or how did they even get in?
A black bear, dog. Why can't it just be a bear?
Trapped inside a car, the adult black bear and a cub thrashed about. The horn was blaring and the radio blasting. So, what? That's ridiculous. I want to see some video, bro. I need to see video.
The mama bear, right?
Where it was a mom. It was a mom and the baby bear.
Yeah, but where was the daddy bear?
They only snapped the photo. I don't know. Would you stick around and try to get video? I think I would.
I would. Shoot.
I mean, he's trashing your car, right? You got to have some proof.
Yeah.
Got to have some for the insurance. I swear to you, it was a bear. Now we're gonna need proof.
We need proof.
Right,
we need video proof.
Say less,
That's
fam.
what we need.
Here's another story. Chicken wings advertised as boneless can have bones. Ohio Supreme Court decides. I don't even know what that means. Consumers cannot expect boneless chicken wings to actually be free of bones. A divided Ohio Supreme Court ruled Thursday. Who's on these Supreme Courts, bro? Like,
hungry ass people.
Of all the shit that's going on in our country, we're worried about boneless chicken wings.
Right? Like it says boneless. This shouldn't have bones, right?
Right. Boneless.
It's just.
If you want boneless chicken wings, go get you a 10-piece chicken nugget from McDonald's.
Right?
There you go.
But boneless chicken wings, I guess they should call them a little bit of boneless.
A little
kind
bit.
of boneless,
Kind of. Somewhat. 50-50.
somewhat boneless.
I sent you a link, Rudy, on the article.
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe sheep.
It's about sharks.
Oh yeah, the sharks found in Brazil.
Yeah.
Cocaine
All right,
in their
hey, guys.
system.
Yeah, cocaine.
So let me
That's a
let's
fucking
bring on,
movie right there, boy. I want to see
Right?
that movie.
There's
You guys
cocaine
hear me?
bear and now cocaine sharks.
we
Yeah,
can
I
hear
can
you.
hear you.
All right,
Not
we got
paying
our
attention to
guest
you.
Miranda Maverick jumping on.
Hey,
everybody.
let's go. What's up, Miranda?
Good to see you guys.
Yeah. Everybody, let's welcome Miss Miranda Maverick, UFC fighter. She's coming off a win at UFC Vegas 94. Congratulations on your win, Miranda. Thank you for jumping on the show tonight. Really do appreciate it. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm actually like in the middle of making pickles, my last batch before I go back
Yes.
home to Missouri and have a vacation for a couple weeks. So week of
Hell
work,
yeah.
and then I get to take a little bit of a rest.
That's amazing. You know, I was going to touch on that subject with your side businesses that you have. You know, you got your pickle business. Now you have your honey business. And our
Yeah.
producer, Rudy, over here, he actually tried
good.
your honey. So, Rudy,
Okay.
give her your honest review.
I love it. I love it. It's the best honey I've ever had. No, this is the one that I bought, the raw wildflower honey. Scan the QR code. Try it out.
Yes.
I also
Hey,
got
there
the
we
creamed
go.
honey. It's great stuff. Great stuff. And I got your sour dill. Those are really good.
I'm impressed with these graphics. This is best I've ever seen on an interview. Thank you. Kudos to you.
You're hey, that's how we roll.
Hey, I love it. Yeah, just to let everybody
Yeah,
know, I
y'all
have
listen to that,
11 different
ESPN?
flavors of pickles. I got spicy, I got sweet, I got sour ones. I've got traditional flavors like dill, garlic dill, that kind of stuff. And then the honey, like I literally have my own hives in Missouri. I work with a lot of local beekeepers in Missouri to get more honey because obviously I'm not there 24/7 running it. We only get so much a year. So I work with other local beekeepers, and then the same thing out here in Colorado. So the big difference that people don't understand is even though you see raw honey at stores, a lot of it's filtered. And sometimes those filters take out good bacteria as well as bad bacteria. Sometimes they cook them to go through those filters, which takes all the enzymes that are healthy for your gut and stuff out. This is unfiltered. I've already had one person complain, actually. They were like, I saw a piece of dirt in mine. And I'm like, it's unfiltered. I'm like, this is straight from the bees to you. Like if the bees got a little bee leg in there, a little dirt, like you're eating it all, you're getting it all, and it's as healthy as
Extra
it possibly
protein.
can be. I love it. And if you have allergies and stuff, it is the key.
It's
Nice.
great.
Well,
It's great stuff.
I'm gonna tomorrow. I will be placing an order. I told my wife about this honey of yours, and yeah, I'm gonna get that one that Rudy got. So
Perfect. I'd say if you order
Yeah.
by tomorrow, I can actually get shipped out before I leave to Missouri. So
sweet. Okay,
yeah.
What about
I'll
the
be on
pickles
it.
though?
The pickles
Huh?
are good. The pickles are
Everybody
great.
loves them pickles.
See, I'm from the South, dog. We've got a bunch of that stuff around here. So you're speaking my language.
There you go. There you go.
So talk to us about this. Your entrepreneurship. I know you've been doing this since you were what, 11.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, I mean, and you also have a PhD. I mean, I was
I have a
impressed.
master's.
And a
I have a long
master's.
story with that. I went to school for my PhD, and they kicked me out because of MMA at the end of the day. Like, it's a long story, but basically they were
we
like,
got
you need to
time.
prioritize school, even though I had straight A's and was a teaching assistant and everything. And they told me to choose. They gave me an ultimatum when I had a student evaluation, and I chose. So I have my master's, and it ended up being the best thing for me. I got a job within 3 days of basically getting kicked out of the program from a fan, like literally a fan that reached out, and now he's my boss. And it's awesome. I work for the Hershey company, the chocolate company, as a statistician using my degree. But then also, of course, I've got my side hustles, my businesses. And for me, that's where it's at. One of these days I'm going to seek freedom. And that freedom to me is being able to control my own time, my own efforts. efforts. And if that means working harder
Absolutely.
to be able to do that, I am a hard worker. I'm completely down with that. So that's what I've been doing since 11. You know, I've started my own businesses since then, doing drawing. When I was 11, I started my own LLC. The honey and the pickles, I've been doing the honey since I was about 12. That's when I went out and bought my first beehive and bee nuke and everything. And then as far as pickles, man, I've been doing that since I could walk, you know, like been around my family that would garden, and they'd homestead everything from butchering the animals to vacuum sealing food and freezing it and canning and all that. So learned it at a young age, and was making pickles for my family this past Christmas. It was around Thanksgiving time, a little after, and made a story about it. And I was like, doing homesteading things. And I was canning in the background, and people were like, would you sell me a jar? And I had several people reach out, and I was like, this sounds like a lot of work and probably wouldn't make much profit on like a small scale, you know? And so I made like a hypothetical post, and I was like, if I were to start a pickle business, who would buy some pickles? Well, I got tons of feedback within the first hour, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. Worst case scenario, I fail. Right. And it's like,
True.
who cares? So I always tell everybody I'm the biggest quitter you'll ever meet. And as a result, I've got a lot of success.
How many pickles would you say you sold?
Oof, I don't know. I'm at order number like 650-ish on my website. So I would say I've sold around 900 orders because I didn't have my website for a little while. And then I have farmers markets that add on to that and stuff. So it doesn't sound like much. It's still very small scale, but we're trying to get there. You know, I've started to get them into stores. I'm in about 4 stores now, small ones, you know, little markets and stuff, but I'm working on it. I'm getting there.
Where do you find the time to do everything that you do?
You would think I was nuts if you were around me. Everybody pretty much does. Everybody's like, how much time do you spend on this? And I'm like, I don't sleep. I don't need sleep. It's fine. I'll get sleep when I'm older. Of course, when I'm in fight camp, I prioritize the training. I kind of push everything to the side. That's the awesome things about pickles and honey. It's not like they're refrigerated and last a week, you know, like
Right.
I get to make them like today, literally woke up at 7. I've been pickling since 8 a.m., just getting done with the last batch. They've got to sit for 2 hours, and then I'll finish them up tonight. And I've done about 120 quarts today. So like it's hard work. I've been like cooking and cutting and doing it all myself. And it's funny, I had a few emails because they ordered during my fight and stuff, right? A lot of people ordered, and I had a couple of people that were like, hey, I put in my order on Saturday night and it hasn't shipped yet. And that was yesterday.
Damn.
And I'm like, the thing is, these people don't understand I'm not Amazon, right? Like
Right.
I'm me.
They probably
like,
think
I'm
that you're like
literally the one
you got a
doing this.
production crew or something.
Yeah. So I messaged them back, and I'm like, hi, this is actually Miranda Maverick. This isn't like a person sitting behind a keyboard at a call center. Like I run a very small business. I do everything from scratch myself, from making the pickles to shipping it. I was like, I just got done fighting. I just got home like 8 hours ago. Like I'll get it done as soon as I get it done. And usually they're super nice back. You know, they're like, oh my goodness, I'm starstruck. I didn't know it was just you. So sorry. And I'm like, no worries at all. Just understand, like, even if it's a week, if I have a concussion, if I've got other stuff I got to do, like I'm human too, you know?
What type of artwork or what type of drawing do you do?
it's
Realistic
awesome.
pencil sketches. I don't know if you could pull that up. I don't have.
Yeah,
any
I can
around
pull
me.
some stuff up.
Okay, give me 2 seconds. I might be able
Okay.
to. No, it'll take me a second. It's Maverick_masterpieces on Instagram is my art page. I don't have them all on there, but I have a few. Just realistic pencil sketches. I basically take a picture somebody has and I draw it, whether it be of their dog or themselves or family members. And I like to think that I do hyper realistic work and sometimes colored pencil. I actually have one order in right now that I'll be doing for someone that's a picture of him fighting. So, yeah.
You said Maverick_
Masterpieces.
Yeah, look
they're
at
pulling
these.
it up right
These are
now.
awesome.
And I do
Wow,
logos
that
too
one
for
is
businesses.
dope.
You did this one too?
Yeah, so what I did is I took a picture, I put it in AI, and then I drew the cup and I drew all the blood on and stuff like that. So starting to work
Wow.
with AI stuff too, but everything else is pencil freehand. So
You can
Man,
do
girl.
so much detail with a number 2 pencil and some
yeah,
Q-tip.
right.
Wow.
And you're multi-talented. I wish I
You
could do
are.
everything you do.
I know.
Thanks.
That's
Sometimes it's
amazing.
a blessing in disguise, and other times it's like a curse. You know, I'm like, man, which one do I choose to go after? But drawing for me is like I don't know, like a mind reset. I get to sit
Mhm.
around and just kind of take my time. That's why it gets pressuring sometimes when I'll have a few orders in a row and they're like, "Are you going to have it done in a couple weeks?" And I'm like, "Nope." I'm like, "I told you by this date, that's when I'll have it done." But I usually give myself plenty of time. That way I'm not like stressed to draw. Like I love seeking drawing as like my mental escape from the
Right.
physical efforts and stuff and just my relaxed days pretty much. And that's how I started drawing, is just drawing family members and drawing myself and working on whether it be celebrities or something that I was like, okay, I can sell this one day if I want, but it's also just practice.
You
Do you use a
create
light board
things.
or anything?
I'm sorry.
Do you use a light board or anything like that?
I literally
Just straight
I
on a
use
pad?
graphite pencils. I've branched into charcoal and colored pencil as well, and just Bristol pads. And I have bought an art table that does the whole flip up thing to where I can angle it properly, but that's about it. I never really
I'd,
went
ra-
to school for it or anything, so
I'd rather
just
just draw on a flat surface.
really.
Yeah.
When did you pick it up? When did you start drawing?
So 11, like when I was 11 is when I made that first LLC. And
Wow.
on that Instagram, if you go and look, I think it's one of the first posts, it shows a self-portrait that I did. And that's what I did when I was 11 years old. Brought it
Hold on,
home
that's
to
not a
my
picture?
parents. No, brought it home to my parents and they were like, "Oh my goodness, like do it again," and it was just a school project. They were like, "Here, trace this on a window and then learn shading." And I decided not to trace and try my best with it. So, drew a few people.
That's not a photo?
Oh, not that one. The one that he just pulled up on the screen.
Oh, I was about to say.
No. This one on the screen is what I did when I was 11. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. So just started from there.
That's amazing for being at the age that you were to do that. Like, wow. That's just,
Yeah, and it's like other people have the same talent, other people can draw, but for mine it was weird because we never knew I could draw. Like I went from like drawing stick figures and like maybe a horse I'd try harder on every once in a while to being like, "Hey, look, I can do this." And my family was like, "Where did this come from?" And so I enjoyed it.
wow, that's awesome.
I do
That's
I do digital art on a Wacom drawing tablet.
Okay, sweet. I haven't gotten into too much of that yet. Like I said, I have the AI and I do the Pro Sketch thing on my
It is a
tablet. Like,
learning curve.
yeah. Oh my goodness, such a learning curve. I just started working with Canva like last week, literally, and I was like, "Wow, what have I been missing out on?" Like, I was on YouTube. I'm sitting in my room after I cut weight on Wednesday night. It wasn't the severe weight cut, so I was still able to function. It was just like the start of the weight cut, and I'm sitting there on the sofa just working on my logo, watching YouTubes to figure out Canva. And I was like, "Look at me learning."
Yeah. Canva. Do you have the Pro or the
Yes.
version? Yeah, the Pro.
Yeah,
Man.
I got the Pro because I was like, "There's no sense in me trying the first one. Like, I might as
Right?
well go all in."
Yeah.
It's not that. Isn't it like 10 a month or
It's like
something?
10
I'm like,
something bucks. Yeah.
yeah.
It's
Like
not
it's
that
so worth it. I'm
expensive.
like, people spend more on Netflix and crap, and I'd rather
Right.
learn to be able to produce business stuff.
Yeah. You can make a badass logo on Canva.
Absolutely.
And
See, now you're gonna
obviously,
make me download this shit.
Yeah,
oh,
I mean,
Joey, it's freaking amazing. I mean,
Because I
getting
have
Canva is
I use Krita and I use Sketchbook Pro.
yeah. So Canva, think about putting all those together and being able to format your own labels for like publishing and stuff.
Mhm.
Like all the labels from my pickles and honey, and now about to be the Bloody Mary mixes, which I'll show in the next 2 weeks, I think, are what I made on Canva within the last week or so.
Nice.
yeah. Canva is cool. I use it a lot actually, and yeah, you can do a lot of amazing stuff on Canva.
See, I love these kind of interviews because we just get down roads of stuff that's not just the MMA questions.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's
we
how our
don't
show
get
is.
I like it.
You probably get asked a bunch of stupid MMA questions that you probably answered
Yeah,
1,000
right.
I don't
times.
know if it's stupid, but it's like every interview is the same.
Right.
It gets redundant. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, people are like, "Oh, here, I'll send you the questions," and I'm like, "Please don't send me the questions. Just
Whoa,
do
You
it."
that's
already know
weird.
the
So
answers
used to
before they
this.
even ask.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
the
I
only-
do like 2 of these a week. Just talk to me. I got it.
The only art I ever get to do is with my daughter. She loves to do like all sorts of painting, and she's just out of nowhere, and she does really well. She's only 5,
Good.
so I think I just got to keep pushing her to do it.
That's very cool.
Yeah,
Very
dude.
cool.
Get
Who
her-
motivated you to be such a go-getter?
Me, I would say my dad, but my whole family, we were raised in an environment, out on the ranch where it's like
Right.
you get up in the morning and you wake up with the sun and you work, because if you don't work or you don't take care of things, things die. Like
Right.
you really want to. My dad gave me bottle calves, and it's like you don't feed them, they die. You don't take care of them morning and night, they die. It's your fault. You lost money, you lost effort, and you killed something. And it's like we learned responsibility.
Damn,
at a
Dad
young
put
age.
that bad juju on you. Shit.
Hey, we learned responsibility, and
Right.
Ready to
I
feed
think
this
it's
baby
something
cow
missing from people
or
of
it
my
dies.
generation, from people upcoming now. It's like there's such an entitlement
Mm,
attitude.
mm.
There's no sense of responsibility. People think that
Preach.
they're working hard or having to do so much because they took out the trash for their parents in a week, and I'm
Right.
like, you guys have no idea. I remember being young, and I'm glad I was raised the way I was, but I remember being young and these kids would tell me about getting allowances. And I was like, what do you do? And they're like, I do dishes and I take out the trash and I even fold my clothes sometimes. And I remember getting bold enough, I was thinking in my own mind, I'm like, dang, I do a lot more than that. I was like, man, I wonder if my dad would give me an allowance. Like, I'm going to go ask him. And I was real nice about it, right? But my dad's a man's man, like he's not over. And I was like, hey, Dad, can I talk to you about something? He's like, sure, hon. Like, what? And I was like, what do you think about maybe me getting allowances? And he was like, allowances? And I was like, yeah, these kids we're talking about, and they don't do hardly anything, Dad, but I do a lot. Like, what do you think? And he's like, well, your allowance is your food. You have a pretty nice bed. He's like, in fact, you have pets, you have animals, you have fresh milk, you have eggs. He's like, what more do you want? And I was like, I don't know. I'm grateful for everything. Never mind, And I was like, ah! But
Sorry for asking, Dad.
exactly. But as I got older, my dad was really fair. He's like, if we worked extra hard, you got the money. You didn't ask for it. He didn't tell you about it. But I remember the first big sum of money he gave me, I was 12 and nobody reported him to the cops. Okay. But I was like 12 and I was driving the tractor and brush hogging the whole, like, probably 300 acres worth on my own, and it's like, yeah,
Holy
most
shit.
people
That's a
would say like
two-day
you're
job.
not supposed to sit on the chair even at that age, but I was going, I got it done. It was raining, it was storming, I was scared, but we got it done. And I get done the next day. He comes with 300 $1 bills to make it look like more, feel like more for a little kid, and he gave it to me and it's this full envelope, and I was like, oh my goodness, I'm the world. And things like that would happen over time, and we'd get 300 there, 200 there. When I helped build fence, he gave me like $3,000 because I was working
Wow.
like a man, I
Yeah, yeah.
literally was
That's
working
rough.
like a farmhand. And
Yep.
I tell people, I'm like, I've had muscles my whole life. Like, there is a reason for it too. Like, we
I
were
bet you watch that show Yellowstone like them people ain't shit. They ain't got shit on me.
I do watch that show and go, seriously, this is what they're gonna make people think ranches are like? Like, come on.
I remember waking up. I'd have to feed the hogs, had to feed the horses, make sure they had hay. And then by the time my brother woke up, he had to turn the horses loose out of the barn.
There you go.
And yeah, we never asked for our parents for an allowance. And I played football, so it was time for me to get new cleats. And my dad went in there and bought 100. I wear size 15, so trying to find cleats in my size were hard. My dad went there and he paid $120. This is what I'm about to date myself. I looked it up that you were born the year that I graduated high school.
Oh
So
God.
before you were born. But yeah, he bought $120 cleats back then. I was like,
that's incredible.
I
Wow.
ain't asking my daddy for shit.
I have a funny story about shoes with sports too, actually. My dad was big about if I wanted to do sports, then it needed to be because I was going to get a scholarship for college, right? So that's a reason, like, as I got into jiu-jitsu, no other sports were around because I was like, I'm not going to college for it. If I know that, I'm not going to do it, and waste my time. And I know that's a weird attitude to have as a kid, but I was very goal-oriented, raised very goal-oriented. And it's like, if it's not helping further yourself, what's the point in doing it? And I ran track for a while and was really good at it. Like, I would place in state and stuff. And when I first started, I was a long distance runner and they were like, you need shoes that don't weigh like 3 pounds each, because I'm just wearing the regular whatever Walmart has kind of thing,
Yeah.
And they're heavy and stupid and men's shoes that I'm wearing as a girl because that's what we got. And I was so embarrassed because I was not going to ask my dad for more shoes, because it's like, I have shoes. He already gave me shoes. I don't need more shoes. Like, we weren't rich kids growing up or anything. And now we have a ranch and stuff, and people are like, oh, you're rich. And it's like, all the money's in the ranch. Like, that's what people don't understand. It's a constant struggle for years and years. It's cattle. If anybody notices, cattle aren't exactly the highest gross income, like they're the same price they were back in 1980, and people are still whining about their food prices. Like,
right.
But I remember getting shoes because the whole team like pitched in, and the coaches like volunteered to get it. And my dad was like, why didn't you? He was like embarrassed, and he was like, why didn't you just ask me? And I was like, I already had shoes and I didn't need them. And he was like, okay, well, just ask me next time. Like, that's ridiculous. And so I ended up getting cleats too, and he went and like bought me some nice ones at like Academy Sports, I think it was called, in Springfield, Missouri.
Academy Sports. Woo, I remember when those stores were around.
Shit, we still have them here in Jacksonville.
Do you?
Yeah, we got them here. Yeah, we got them down here.
We don't have them here.
Shit, that's a place to go.
Yeah, right.
It's like the Walmart of sports stores.
Oh man.
So Mark is asking Miranda if she believes in the paranormal.
I believe in them to the extent of, I think that there are demonic spirits. I think there are heavenly spirits. I'm a big Christian. I think that there are things out there that influence this world. I don't necessarily think they're aliens. I think we have a bunch of spirits of confusion and stuff like that that are around in this world.
Agree with you 100%. Roberto's a bit of a ghost hunter. He's a ghost buster.
There's been a lot of unexplainable things that have happened in my lives around me, but once again, I think there's purposes behind those. I think there's spirits working behind the scenes in our favor and against our favor a lot of times. Like my little brother, I don't know how much you guys follow me or how well, but the fact he didn't die this past year was incredible. He had a terrible car wreck. Like the police, the ambulance, all of them were like, he should be dead. He should be decapitated right now. And he got out. He was literally walking around when they got there, had a terrible concussion, didn't remember it or anything, but he was from the crash completely unscathed, as far as like no limbs torn off, nothing like that, just several cuts and stuff of that nature. But the car was completely crumpled, and like just his seat was the only thing intact, and even his headrest was ripped off. So he must have like went down at just the right time for the semi to go right over his head. Like crazy. Like
that is crazy.
God was
divine intervention.
For sure.
Yeah.
We've been seeing a lot of that lately.
We need it.
A lot of that. We need it. We need it. This world's gone mad, absolutely insane.
Absolutely.
It has.
I'm gonna put on my glasses, gonna show my own terribleness. I'm like seeing some comments and stuff. Howie asked if I thought about dabbling in making maple syrup. Well, I don't exactly have the background in that, but maybe one of these days. I've got plenty of honey syrups and flavored honey I'm gonna be working on first.
Leave it to the Canadian to ask about maple syrup. Wow, Mark.
Have you ever thought about drinking Canada Dry? No, nobody does.
So how does it feel knowing that you're like a role model, a lot of young women out there?
Man, that's part of my inspiration. It's one of those things. I say it quite often. It's like, I never dreamed to be here. I never had this as a goal when I was young. I told you I was very goal oriented, and being a professional athlete or fighter was never on the radar. Even as it happened, I was still like living in this state of, this isn't real, like this is crazy. Like I look back now and I'm like, man, like 5 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years, like I wouldn't have ever thought that I'd be where I'm at. Like, especially, I feel way younger than I am, of course, which I'm sure everybody experiences that. And it's like, man, me being 18 feels like yesterday. And I remember stepping into the cage the first time and being like, this will be fun. I'll do this once. And it's like, maybe I'll do good and I'll do it a few times. I don't know. Maybe I'll be good. And I get in there, I win, and I was like, okay, this is the most addicting feeling I've ever had in my life. Like, I'm good at this. I knew I would be pretty good at this. Let's keep going. And then I get in there and have my first pro fight, and it's another huge leap of, holy crap, I'm really here. I'm making my first dollar at fighting, and then my first UFC fight, and that was elating, like there was nothing like that, because it was my first hint of, holy crap, I made it. I'm here.
Mhm.
This is what I've been working my butt off for 5 years straight, being a poor waitress, making every dime count, and going to school at the same time, full time, and working hard to make it to the UFC. And then finally got there. And people don't even realize, like most UFC fighters, when we start out, we don't make nothing.
Right. Yeah.
Like 50% easy gets paid out to coaches and managers at the very
Mhm.
beginning, right? Then there's the
A
taxes.
lot of people don't
It's like I
believe
walked
that
home
either.
with $5,000, I think, my first UFC fight, and I won. And I had like a
Wow.
big finish fight. It's not like they're like, here's $100,000. Like that didn't happen, right?
So I got since we're talking about MMA now, I got 2 questions. I got 2 questions.
All right.
So, how did it feel the first time you got a clean knockout?
I
In
haven't
this-
had
in
one
this-
yet. I know that's pretty sad and depressing. I had a clean TKO, but I have
Okay.
not had
Close enough.
an actual
Close
knockout.
enough. I
I
mean,
will
what
say,
was
as a female and being a 125er, it is very hard to get a knockout, and people are like, oh, boring. And I'm like, well, we're fast and we hit hard. It's just we don't have quite the weight behind us to just
Mhm.
knock somebody's head in, because if you think about it, we have the same size skull and the same brain in there as the big heavyweights. And yeah, they knock each other out, but they also have fists like 5 times the size of mine and weigh 3 times as much. So it's hard. But TKO,
You're talking about Derek Lewis, aren't you?
I mean,
I was
there's a
gonna
lot
say
of
the
You know who I grew up going, how in the hell is he in the UFC? Was Roy Nelson.
Oh, yeah, Big
dude,
Country.
yes.
Yeah, I literally, as a kid, I was like, no. And then he'd do a backflip. I remember him doing a backflip one time, and
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know what's happening right now. Maybe this is the Matrix. I don't.
He's like one of the most underrated fighters just because of the way he looked.
Yes.
That's what I don't get, dude. I'm 300 pounds, right? But I'm 6'6". I don't know how tall Roy is, but I don't have nowhere the belly that he does. And I used to watch him like, how in the hell does he make weight?
Beer. Oh, how does he have? I thought you were saying how big? How does he have a belly that big? But
Oh, I know how he's
Beer.
got the belly.
Beer, dude.
Dude, freaking
Cheeseburgers.
sponsored by Burger King. The fuck? Well, the second question I had was, how is it being around Dana?
I've only really talked to him twice in like an actual conversation, and a couple other times where he's like talked to the fighters in the back, before we go out there, and is like, go out there and put on a performance. Dana's Dana, it's like he kind of goes with whatever the money is. He'll say one thing one time and people are like, yeah, I love it, he's got his opinion, and then the next week it's a total different thing he says, because that's the way that the media is going. So he's a businessman at the end of the day. It is what it is. It's like, yeah, he stands for what he believes in. It's like, bullshit. No, he doesn't. He changes it every other week. So I get paid by Dana, so it is what it is, but it's not like he's ooh, I met Dana. Like, I've always found the whole celebrity thing silly, which I know is silly,
Yep.
considering I am often seen as that.
Well, yeah.
But I've never been like a big fangirl of stuff, and like the whole, yeah, he runs a promotion, he's a businessman,
Right.
rips people off all the time, but also made a successful promotion, is like, cool, good for him.
Yeah,
You know how after, what was it, 300, that he bumped all the purses?
it was
up to
UFC 300.
300,000?
Yeah,
It was
Yeah,
300,000 for-
Yeah.
the fight bonuses. I was like, what?
Dude, I've said from the
Yeah.
get-go that the pay-per-views, those bonuses should be easily 6 digits, and then
You'd
save
think.
your 50,000s for fight nights.
Man, I'd be happier if they didn't put so much on fight bonuses and just paid fighters more to begin with. All right, that's
There you
where
go.
I'm standing.
Yes,
Like,
yes.
we don't even get paid. Say my opponent drops out 2 days before I fight, I don't get paid a dime. I get sent
I
back
know.
home. I still have to pay for all my medicals, and it's like, cool. I
Mm.
lost money. Lost money
But-
preparing.
But
me.
as long as you guys get on the scale and make weight, you'll get your show money, right? Even if the
Right,
fighter
but if
pulls
they were
out,
to drop out before weigh-ins,
then you don't
You'll
get
get
paid.
nothing.
Yeah.
Nope.
yeah,
you
maybe
get
if it's the night
zero.
before. Like, I've had an opponent drop out the night before, and I'm like, dude, you already knew I was on weight, sent picture and everything. And they're like, okay, we'll give you your show money, right? But if it was 2 days before, they'd just like, sorry, sucks.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
BS. Total BS. We've had a lot of fighters
They
come
need to bring back
on the show and talk
sponsors
about
on the
that.
shorts.
right?
Right. I know. I was just talking to a friend about that today. It's like, how do you feel about the Venom versus sponsors? I'm like, well, I'd make a shit ton more if I just had sponsors, but this is what it is. You know, they don't even like us shouting out people after the fights. If you watch my fights, I do the whole stake.com shout out, and I'm like, listen, I'm here to make my money. All right.
Yeah.
You can say
DC
whatever
didn't
no
want to give you
business.
the mic. DC
Yeah.
didn't want to give you the mic. He
No,
took
he
you away
just-
from you. He's like, all
I
right,
think he
all
knew I
right.
was gonna do it, and I'm like, come on, DC, come on.
That was
I was like, thank
hilarious.
you, appreciate it. Like I
That's
gotta get
terrible,
my 2 cents in, get my business advertising. You know, I can't just rip the mic away. I don't want to talk about my fighting. I want to talk about who I am.
Has your dad? Have your parents like gone to any of your fights?
My dad's in my corner every time. You've seen him
Every
on my
time.
fights. You just probably
Okay.
don't know it's my dad. Yep.
I did not
Nice.
know that.
My
That is
dad is.
amazing.
I shouldn't say always. He's missed 2 of my fights out of my whole career. I've had 29 fights, so that's a pretty good
That's pretty
set.
good.
He hates traveling, and he, hates it all except for the fighting and being there for me. So I'm glad that he shows up and is
Is he
there.
a grumpy man?
No, not at all.
No.
He's the most charismatic person in the room, but he also loves being behind his locked gate on the ranch. He has his
Oh,
social
yeah.
time, and then he's fine with not talking to anyone for 4 months.
Sounds like a man's a man, like you said.
She's out here beating these girls up, and she can be back at the farm tending them damn cows.
No, my dad has been so supportive of me going into fighting, but he does like to say that he's technically the flyweight champion of the world because I can't touch him.
So what's your dad think of your pickles? Does he like your pickles?
So what's the funniest thing is, we're not huge fans of pickles. Like my family's not like, oh, we snack on pickles all the time. Like my dad's like, can't you make chocolate or like something we like? And I'm like, no, this is healthy.
Something we
And this
like.
way, nobody like digs into all my stuff all the time and makes me lose money. Okay, like since I started the honey business, everybody's been like, can you bring some home? Can you give me a bottle? And I'm like, yeah, see, this is the
okay.
problem. You guys all like this, and I'm gonna end up losing money because of it.
You ever
That's
thought about
funny.
making cheesecake?
Beef jerky, man.
Oh boy, they're building
That's
a Buc-ee's
funny.
close to me, son. I'm gonna be hitting that thing up for pounds of jerky,
Are they making a Buc-ee's in Florida?
bro. We got a couple of them.
Oh, you got a couple. I didn't know that.
Buc-ee's is really
Huh.
expanding. I feel like they're the new trademark. You know where they need it? Don't take my idea, okay? They need it in the middle of Kansas. There's
Let me
like
write
this
this down.
stretch of
Write that down.
I-70 between Flag, Colorado and Hayes, Kansas with no gas station, no nothing.
Oh, that'd
and
be
it's like
perfect.
a 4-hour stretch of
Ooh.
people just like, no gas? I'm stranded. Like you see it all the time. And I'm like, I wonder if there's laws maybe in that area, like in those counties that are like, we do not want a gas station here. We don't want the pollution along the road. I don't know, because there's no way somebody hasn't like bought land there and been like, I'm building a gas station. I'm gonna be a millionaire. Like I don't know.
That still would
Over-
be a good idea though, because you can put that gas station right in the middle, 2
Yeah.
hours in.
That's what I'm
And,
saying.
I
Steal everybody's
mean,
business. And Hayes, Kansas is a
hell
little
yeah.
hole in the wall too. You could build it right in Hayes.
Have you ever heard of the Tail of the Dragon?
Hmm?
It's a road that stretches through the Appalachian Mountains. They call it the Tail of the Dragon because it's like 200 something curves within a couple mile period, right?
Really?
And
mind-blowing.
there was no like tire shop or mechanic shop or anything, right? A buddy of mine, he bought one, or he bought a building, and that's what he did. So he's the only tire shop, because people take their race cars and shit up and down this thing, motorcycles, and there's nowhere to have if you wreck or anything, there's nowhere to have your shit fixed or get a new tire. The dude making a killing doing that.
Wow.
Good for him.
So there's
Another
no way
idea.
that you can't tell me that somebody hasn't thought about putting a gas station in the middle of nowhere. There's got to be something stopping it.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. There's got to be a law or something happening. Like, there's surely been people like been like, okay, I'm doing this. I might answer
I'll
some of
tell
the
you what.
questions on the side quick if you guys don't mind.
Yeah.
They asked me, how do you feel about the way women's MMA is promoted on both a regional and big stage? I think they do a decent job. Obviously, it doesn't get as hyped as much as the men a lot of times, but there's still women on the main cards. There's still women running the cards. There's still women getting paid equivalently to the guys. I think there's a lot more guys that go out there and talk crap and get the crowd going and stuff, but I think that's part of it. I mean, at the end of the day, there's biological differences and just differences in aggression and stuff. And a lot of people love the blood and the knockouts. And like I already said, like it's a lot easier for the guys to get that, and therefore they get a lot more hype. And as far as women's MMA versus men's in general, I'm going to say something that people will probably be like, oh, how dare you? But I think women's MMA is a lot easier to succeed than men's MMA. And
how dare you?
I know. The women are like, oh, how dare you insult us like that? And I'm like, we all know it's true. Why are we even acting like it's not? Like, we have 1/10 of the competition that the guys do. Like, I became a pro just purely from being like top 50%, maybe. Like, you just have to be better than like half the girls and you automatically become a decent pro. Then you have to be better than 50% of those to get into a height where you can even make a little money, and then to get in the UFC, I'd say you need to be top 5%. And then where I'm at, I'd say top 1% to 2%. Where the guys, I'd say it's top 5% just getting to be a pro. Then it's top 1% to ever even get seen by the UFC. So it's very hard. And the guys have a lot bigger turnover rate than the women do because there's less of them, or I'm sorry, more of them that get ran through the roster. There's more of them waiting in line going, let me in, let me in.
Right.
Let's see. And then the other question is, was quite a fight the first go around? Would a rematch with Jasmine be something you're interested in? So the funny part of that is, if you guys watched the Rose versus Tracy fight, I don't know if you guys knew, but I was supposed to fight Tracy, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Tracy got pulled up to fight Rose, which was a whole thing. Like, Tracy apparently didn't want to do the 5 rounds in Denver because of elevation, blah, blah, blah. So there was a lot of negotiating back and forth, even though she wanted to lie out her teeth and say she took it right away. They reached out to me, Rose's team, which I literally trained with her whole camp, which was the funniest part. And they were like, hey, if this doesn't go through, would you fight Rose? And I'm like, yeah, sure, let's go. Like, let's do it.
That would have been awesome.
I know that would have been talked about. Obviously, we'd trained like the day I got called about the Tracy thing. So it was hilarious. I was like, I mean, I'm down if you're down. I'm happy to do a main event anytime, anywhere. So that almost happened. The Tracy fight almost happened. And then the next few days, when Jasmine's opponent dropped out, I got called again. And they're like, would you move up a week and fight Jasmine? And I was like, this has been such an emotional freaking fight camp. And I told them, I was like, sure, if you want to pay me an extra 10 grand. I was like, I've already paid for an Airbnb. I've already paid for flights to Vegas. I've already paid my medicals in Vegas. Dude. And I pay taxes in Denver where I don't pay taxes in Vegas. Why would I change it a week early to where I'd have to cut weight the day they told me to get no benefit from it whatsoever? And they were like, yeah, well, we're not paying extra money. And I was like, all right, sorry, not doing it. So it's funny. I'd be happy to do a rematch if that was ever a choice.
That's so scummy.
Until I got hurt. So
that's so scummy that they make you guys pay for all of that on your own. It really is.
Yeah. I mean, they pay for 2 flights. It's just if you want more than one corner, then you're kind of screwed, And then the medicals, it's like, oh, yeah, we cover it. And then you find out it gets pulled out of your pay at the end of the fight. And it's like, so you don't cover it.
Don't cover it.
You just cover it
damn.
then.
So have you fought in other countries?
Yeah, I fought in Abu Dhabi, my very first fight with the UFC at the Fight Island.
Oh, that's right.
And I fought Jasmine actually in Canada. And that's it. I almost fought in Manchester for this upcoming card, but they moved it.
Do you watch the UFC fights? Do you watch these events?
Not as much as fans do, honestly. Like, I watch some of the big ones. I watch when I have teammates or friends that are in it. Sometimes I don't even make it to those. I have to watch it afterwards, but I do my best to keep up. But when people are like I have interviews, sometimes they're betting line interviews, and they're like, what do you think of this main event? What do you think of this? And I'm like, dude, like, I'm not an expert in all the fighters. Like, I have so much going on in my life. I pay attention to my division and my fights. Like, I couldn't even tell you until the night of who the main event of my card was that I just fought on. I was like, I'm so focused on my fight. I don't give a crap who else is on the card. Like, I'm there to fight. That's it.
Does Dana give y'all like the sneaky link so y'all can watch it for free?
No, we don't do that either. We don't even get UFC Fight Pass for free.
Bro, they take the fighters out of the arena. Like, if you don't have a ticket, they'll escort you out.
Yeah, I was at the Apex recently. This time. I didn't get to stay and watch fights, nothing. They kicked my family out right after my fight was over. Like,
bro, that is hot garbage.
There's a lot of myths about how the UFC is. They treat the top 5 fighters or the favorites pretty solid, though.
Yeah.
Shake your booty enough on Instagram as a girl, I guess you get a lot of hype.
Yeah, I got some dirt. I got some dirt that I cannot say about what goes in and out of the UFC in the back.
Say it.
No,
we don't work for UFC, dog. Let it ride.
No, I made a promise. I'll tell you guys off
tell
air,
me off air.
Yeah.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
I'm not lying.
All right, I always ask UFC fighters this and ex fighters, when you got that first paycheck, that first big paycheck, what was the first thing you bought? Please don't say another cow.
Oh no, I was a lot
I
smarter
bought
than
more
that.
pickles.
Listen, something I'll tell a little backstory real quick. Something I agreed with my dad with when I first got my first ever paycheck, like my whole $200 from Invicta when I had my first pro fight. I told my dad, I was like, any dime I make from fighting, I will never put toward my lifestyle. Meaning I'm not going to pay for gas with it. I'm not going to pay for food with it. I put it towards investments. I put it towards furthering myself. So that money that I got from my first fight was actually spent on a house, basically back home. Our house burnt down like a year before I turned pro. And so I put all my money I'd ever saved as a kid, and then my first 2 years, I think, of fight income towards building a house, which then my dad later helped pay back. And then I was able to save my money and buy land with it eventually. But yeah, my first paycheck went towards building infrastructure of a house for my family to live in.
Wow.
Wow.
Man, I hope my daughter is like
dude,
you.
I'm thinking the same
That's
thing.
what
I'm gonna wake my daughter up. Come here. Come here, listen.
You need to listen to her.
You do like TED Talks.
Man, I'd be happy to. I want to be a commentator is what ideally would happen, like an analyst like John Anik is. But I also love the whole public speeches. I've actually talked at several schools and stuff in the past. And it's funny, the last one wanted me to talk about, and I don't know, might get in trouble for this one too, but the last school wanted me to talk about the importance of education and how it's helped me get to where I am. And like they meant education as in high school degree, college degree. And I was like, well, I'm not going to be a very good talker for that. I was like, now I can speak about success and working hard and how that helps and education can help. I was like, but I am not going to tell them that getting a high school diploma and college degree is their route to success. Like, I don't believe it. I don't think that's right. And in fact, I think nowadays that a college degree is damn well worthless. Like it's what it was 20 years ago. It's the same thing now. I mean, the government's paying for people to get it pretty much at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But yeah, if you guys know a spot for me to come talk, I'm happy to do it.
Always.
Okay. Yeah, I'll keep an eye out and see if anybody is looking for a public speaker out here in Albuquerque.
All right, solid. I teach seminars too, so I got it all. I go and do that when I can.
You should come teach over here at the not at Jackson Wink, because they have,
they're too big. They got too many people.
Yeah, they got too many people. But Fit NHB, they have a small gym. Well, it's medium-sized gym. Right now they're at where they're at right now, but they're actually looking to get a bigger building. But
message me the details. Cool. I'll reach out to them.
I will. Okay, yeah, for sure. I
got a spicy question.
The gym owner actually puts MMA events, and those sell out. I mean,
perfect. Maybe he'd let me commentate for them and do some little interviewing in the cage or something.
Get your feet wet.
Okay.
I'd say I already do it quite a bit with regional shows.
I
just haven't gotten to the big show yet, so I'm hoping that comes soon.
Right on.
So my spicy question is: would you fight a transgender like Fallon Fox?
I would if the number was right. I don't want to. I think it's wrong, and I'd have a lot of frustration going into it. I definitely want to beat their ass, but I'd do it if the money was right. It's like the whole question of, would you get punched in the face by Mike Tyson for $1 million?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I would. I would. I'd get beat up, no problem, for that much money. I'd be like, hit me. And then I get hit once, I'd tap the floor and be like, done.
Yeah, I know, right?
Hell, Keith Jardine, last week we was talking about, man, it don't hurt that bad to get punched in the face.
Yeah, it's like you're out. I mean, hey, you get knocked out, you get knocked out. You're just laying there waiting to wake up.
Keith said it's worse to get kicked in the legs repeatedly.
It depends on how hard you're getting hit in the head. I could argue that one. Now, knee in the head, that one's rough.
Speaking of being kneed in the head, did you see the new rule set?
Yeah, I did. The elbows?
Yeah, there's the 12-6. You can knee the opponent on the ground.
Is that one across all unified rules? I think that one's still state commission for the knees.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, you're right. The state
Yeah.
commission.
But the elbows are taken out. Yeah, because it's stupid anyway. Like, are you going to be like, no, I think it was straight up and down. It was 5
Right?
degrees to the right. It's like, nah, you can't.
You were like this, not
Yeah,
like
and it's
this.
like, you're telling me, my problem with it is you're telling me we can knee someone in the head, but we can't elbow down while they're like on the ground. I'm like, that's just silliness. So
Yeah.
it's a rule that nobody's really went by anyway. I've never seen a fight get stopped and disqualified because of a 12-6 elbow. So
John Jones.
John Jones.
oh, okay.
That's his only
Wasn't it
one
to the
loss.
back or top of the head though?
It's like
I
more
think
like
it was
forehead.
I think it was to the, if you hit here or back, no matter what elbow it is, you're disqualified.
Right. You're disqualified. I think
So
that's
I
what he
can't
did.
remember. I thought it was just an elbow to the top of the head, but I could be totally off. Maybe it was the 12-6.
Well,
But
there's
you really-
articles out here saying the new rule change could see John Jones' only UFC loss overturned. What the hell?
That's
They're
not
going to
how that
I've seen
overturn
that
his
a lot.
loss. That's ridiculous.
That's not how that works. Untrue.
That's dumb.
If that was the case, then my robbery against Macy would be overturned. Okay.
Right?
Ooh.
Oh, run it back.
Yes.
And I've been trying for let's see, it's been 3 years.
She ducking you. She is
The
ducking
matchmakers are having her duck me.
you. Yeah.
They tend to do that. They tend to do that.
It's like literally been told to me. They're like, that's not gonna happen. I'm like, okay.
They're just babying her. That's all it is.
Yep.
Putting her
I
on
have
a
the
pedestal.
Star Girls.
Well, do you guys have anything else for Miss Miranda?
No, just
the
want to
best-
thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
What's the best way to get a hold of you?
Man, you guys can check me out on, hit my own computer. You guys can check me out on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter at Fear the Maverick. It's just my nickname with Maverick on the end. Fear the Maverick. Make sure it's spelled right because there's some scammers out there trying to get to you guys. Or you can message me via my website. So my website is prowlerpickles.com. I also have fearthemaverick.com if you guys want to check out merch, memorabilia, and I'll actually be posting a few fight things that I have left over on my stories and stuff. So keep an eye out the next day or two, and I can get it to you guys.
The reason I ask is because I think you are a huge inspiration for females and young women, and I wouldn't mind reaching out to you through Instagram, whatever, and maybe have you message my daughter, because I'm thinking about putting my daughter. She's 7. I got 7-year-old twins, 1 boy, 1 girl.
Wow.
And I'm thinking about putting her in jiu-jitsu.
I think it's the perfect timing for it. I just got done. It's funny that you said that because I just got done talking to one of the security guards at the UFC. She was talking about her daughter, and she's 5. And she was like, maybe, striking, maybe karate. I was like, please don't ever say karate to me again. I was like, listen, jiu-jitsu is where it is at, especially for girls. And I say that just because I think that it's very important that we know how to defend ourselves in this world. And guys too, honestly. But I think for women especially, like, you need to have some base of self-defense.
Right.
You may not get away every time. There might be 2 attackers. There may be weapons involved, but it at least gives you a foundation to where you're more aware in general. Like, I think it helps with life in general, and that awareness, and a kid especially learning their own body, knowing how to move, the hand-eye coordination. There's nothing like knowing how every muscle in your body works by doing jiu-jitsu. And I've taught kids for a long time in jiu-jitsu. I think that gives a lot of credit to where my jiu-jitsu skills came from, is teaching children. It's like, you do not know how to teach jiu-jitsu until you've taught a class of 4 to 7-year-olds. It's like, you have to know every detail. You forget to tell them to move their left finger a certain way, they're messing up the whole move. Like, that's how it works. And so I think it's really important. Yeah, right. Exactly. And it's like really important to do that. But they also learn a lot of discipline, and also learn, like, you make them scared a little bit first. I guess it's kind of like parenting. You got to have some respect from them first, and then you can have all the fun with the kids, and jiu-jitsu is the way to go, though. I think if you want to get them in striking, great. But as soon as they get taken to the ground, which 90% of kid fights do, they don't know what to do, right? They have somebody sitting on top of them, bigger, stronger, and get beat up, just like people do as adults. Females, when they're attacked, I think in 2022, it was 84% of attacks on females were taken to the ground within 5 seconds. Duh. What are they going to do? Like, no women know how to get up. No women know how to get out. And when I do my self-defense classes, I'm like, this is pitiful. Like when women are like, "Oh, I know how to fight." I'm like, "Cool, come here." On the ground. And I'm serious. I do this with them because every once in a while I'll have some ghetto girl or some girl that thinks she's tough come in, and they're literally just there to mock me as I'm teaching. It's rare, but it's happened 3 times probably. And I'll be like, all right, I've been through this shit before. Like, lay down. And they're like, why? I'd never get there. And I'm like, fine, stay standing, fight me off. I was like, you can hit me in the face. Go. If you hit me, I'm happy for you. And like I take them to the ground, I get on top of them and mount, I hold their hands there, and I'm just like, what are you doing? Get up.
Quit hitting yourself.
Yeah, right. And I'm like, I'm 140 pounds, you're 170. Like, get up. I'm not a guy. I'm not that strong.
Damn, she called her weight out too. Come here, biggin. Come here, biggin.
And it's like they just don't have a sense of reality. A lot of people don't. Men too, they'll come into the gym and they'll be these big tough guys.
Oh
like,
yeah,
I know how to fight. I've been in so many fights in my life. And it's like, dude, you don't even know. And that's when you get like a purple belt female sicked on you by the coach, and he tells them to kick your ass and see if you have so much of an ego that you'll leave and never come back, or if you'll stick through it and understand and learn.
Yeah, that's a humbling experience.
For sure.
Oh, for sure.
Yep. Well, Miranda, this was a lot of fun. This is the type of podcast that we do. We don't really stick to the usual fight questions. So
I like it. I like it.
No. We a lot of people that jump on our show. This is just like just hanging out with just a bunch of dudes. Whatever.
I like it.
So thank you, Miranda. Hopefully we can get you back on the show again sometime in the near future. And I will be placing my order tomorrow.
Hey, please do. All right. Everybody place your orders. It's prowlerpickles.com.
Scan the QR code. Scan the QR
code. And if you guys also want to check out merch or memorabilia, it's fearthemaverick.com as well. So thank you.
You got 3XL talls?
I can order anything for you. I think I have up to 2XL in most of my stuff. I have 5X up to 5XL.
So you don't have man size is what you're telling me.
Hey, listen. I said I had up to 5XL in some of my sizes. You needed to wait a second.
Hold on. You got circus tents too?
Yeah.
Bro, she would put you on the ground.
I've been in 0 street fights. You can't take me down.
What's funny is when you said that, I've had somebody that orders 5XLs for me sometimes, and he's always like, you've only got stuff for children. You don't have anything for real men. And I'm like, dude. I'm like, okay.
That's him. That's him.
No, I'm the tall. I'm the
tall.
Yeah,
right.
Tall sizes. I can't do that.
I won't even talk crap. Never mind. I won't even get into it. But I think I can get you.
I see these thumbs.
I got a few of those.
These thumbs are undefeated online now. I'm undefeated in lip scarring.
My hand would be stuck inside. I wouldn't be able to I arm wrestled back in my day, though,
Hey.
Easy.
Thanks, shit. Guys. All right, Miranda. Thank you so much. I'll keep in touch with you, and let's get you back on the show soon.
All right, sounds good.
It's great talking to you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miranda Maverick. That was a lot of fun, guys. It looks like Mr. Howie Lichter decides to return.
Mr. Canada Dry decided to show up.
Mr. Canada Dry.
I got my internet working again. I got my questions in. It's all right.
Yeah. No, that's good. What an awesome question. Yeah, that was a lot of fun talking to Miss Miranda. I'm glad she was able to jump on before her vacation and a week after her fight. That's amazing. So quick shout out, scan the QR code, go to her website, look her up on Instagram, Facebook.
I'm about to put my order in. Hold on, cuz.
Yeah.
It's good stuff, bro. It really is.
Right on. Well, guys,
so we just need to do another ad read, bro. We got to do another ad read.
We can do our
and then we could jump into the UFC 304 fight predictions. Got to get that music going, Roberto.
I know.
So do you rely on big, woke corporations or corrupt medical establishment to keep you healthy? I hope not. Why would you trust the same globally owned corporations to keep your pet healthy? It's time we stop relying on them for anything. They hate us, want to keep us sick, and just want our money. We at Rumble started Positive Health because pets are an extension of our family. It matters that they get clean, nutrient-filled, vitamin-rich superfoods to stay healthy and happy. That's why we created a range of superfood supplements, waffles that your pets will love, packed with natural, healthy ingredients that promote better digestive support, bone health, vision, and immune strength. They're also rich in anti-inflammatories, vitamins, and minerals essentials for your furry family members. So head on over to positive.com right now to check out our superfoods and other products. Use code STUDIO to save 15% on your first subscription order.
Hell
I will
yeah.
flash.
I will be going to that website because I got 2 dogs and I love them. So I'm going to be purchasing some stuff for them.
Yeah, let me put that QR code on the screen so you can scan that code and get 15% off your first order.
Hell yeah. Let's go.
I'm on it now, boys.
Yeah, buddy. Right on. Well,
I can sit here while if I'm sitting here streaming, or if I'm sitting here gaming or something, I can sit here and eat a whole damn jar of damn pickles.
Well, those pickles are good, man. But I like the honey. The honey is where it's at, bro. I'm telling you, that stuff is delicious.
Hell yes.
And it's probably the fact that it's unfiltered. You know, like I've never tasted honey that good. It's super delicious.
Y'all still got flea markets where y'all are at?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got one right by our house, and we went there a couple weeks ago, and we got some honey. That bitch still had the honeycomb in it.
Wow.
I was like, damn, they snatched that motherfucker right from the hive.
All right, fellas. Man. So UFC 304. We're gonna start off from the bottom up. Shauna Bannon versus Alice Ardeline. Shauna Bannon is a -220 favorite. 5-1-0, lost her last fight to Bruna Brasil in unanimous decision. Alice Ardeline, she's 9-5-0. She's been on the streak, +180 underdog. I don't know, guys. I don't know too much about Alice Ardeline, but I've seen her competition, and if you go through it, just these women that don't have too many wins on there. You know, it's a bunch of scrubs, is what I'm trying to say. At least Shauna Bannon has fought, in Invicta. Yeah. She's beat some women with some fights. She lost a unanimous decision to Bruna Brasil. It was really a boring fight. I'm not real impressed with Shauna Bannon's striking, but she's got a lot of heart. Yeah. This one is a pick 'em, bro. Big coin flip for me. I'm gonna go with Shauna Bannon. Fighting, in England. So I think that. I think a lot of the hometown favorites are gonna win tonight, tomorrow night. Yeah. Not tomorrow night, Saturday night. Damn, Saturday I don't even know what day it is today. So, who you got, guys?
I'm siding with you, Rudy. I think Bannon's gonna win. Hometown favorite. Alice is making her UFC debut. She has a 5 win streak, but it's from other promotions, obviously. So. I think Shannon is gonna have the win, man. I think. Like I said, hometown favorite. She's gonna have all of that momentum and support behind her. So hopefully she does win. She needs a win.
Joey,
I'm going for the Tigerian.
The Tigerian?
Yeah. The girl with the white hair.
No. Oh, Miss
Bannon.
I don't know that that's like a Dungeons and Dragons reference, right?
Bro, Game of Thrones, man. You better calm down.
Game of Thrones. There you go. I knew it had something to do with dragons. So next up, we got Mick Parkin versus Lucas Brzeski. Mick Parkin is
Parkin's gonna fucking starch this.
Yeah, dude. I don't know about that, man. Nick Parkin is what's his damn name? Tom Aspinall's training partner. He's been less than impressive for me, bro, ever since he came onto the scene. All his fights are just unanimous decision, and they're boring, bro. They're really boring fights. And I think he wins this fight, but this is going to be your first I don't know. We could start off with back-to-back,
I think
sandwich
so, Rudy.
fights
I
of
was
the
gonna
night.
say back-to-back sandwich fights of the night, man.
We might start off again with another double-decker. This one's
Double-decker.
guaranteed to be it's not going to be exciting. I think Mick Parkin is going to be easily hometown favorite, decision win. I don't think Brzeski has anything to offer in this fight.
Nope.
What do you guys think? Who you got?
Parkin decision.
Yeah, Parkin decision.
I'll go with that.
All right. Next up, we got Sam Patterson versus Kiefer Crosby. Sam Patterson minus 350 favorite, plus 275 underdog for Kiefer Crosby. Kiefer Crosby lost his last fight to Kevin Giussette. I don't even know if Kevin Giussette's still with the UFC. But
I think so.
Johan Linace, Sam Patterson beat him via submission, rear naked choke. Kiefer Crosby, I don't know, man. 34 years old. He's had, 4 losses. He hasn't really won a fight since has he won a fight in the UFC? No.
Mm-mm.
He lost his first fight against Kevin Giussette. Yeah, man. I'm gonna go with Sam Patterson. I think he could probably put this dude away, man. I'm gonna go with
I feel like he's gonna be able to submit him on in round 3.
I'm gonna go with the underman and go round 2. I think he can do it.
Nice.
Yeah, I got long neck of the law there.
Long neck of the law. Look at the size of that neck, bro. Wow.
That dude's neck is as long as a Monday, bro.
He kind of looks like that the guy from The Hills Have Eyes.
Oh my god.
Right? Next up, this one's gonna be good, dude. Muhammad Mokaev versus Manel Kape. These guys got into it. They got in a scuffle.
Dude, did you see that video?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll see if I can pull it up. Let's see. Mokaev. See if I can pull it up. But they got in a scuffle. They got in a brawl, dude, at the Fighters Hotel. Let's take a look.
Yeah, roll that beautiful bean footage.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Testosterone in that room.
It wasn't anything major.
No. Too bad they didn't get it from
major.
the beginning.
Yeah, but Kape was saying that he hurt Mokaev, that he did this to him, which isn't true. He got that in a previous fight. So yeah, but I'm interested in this fight, man. It's going to be an exciting fight. Let me go back to that Tapology page. So we have Muhammad Mokaev 11-0 in the UFC, minus 125 favorite, going up against plus 105 underdog and Manel Kape. He's won his last 4 fights in a row. I don't know who you guys got on this one, man. I know who I got.
I got Mokaev by decision.
Oh, man.
What do you think? I'm going Mokaev by decision as well.
Yeah, it's
Same here, man.
I see him finishing him, but I can see it's like a decision. I don't see a finish though.
No, no, because last few wins were submissions. But his most recent one was by decision. But yeah, man, I think Mokaev is gonna win this by decision, man. I don't think he's gonna be able to put Manel Kape away.
No.
There's just no way.
No.
What are you thinking, Joey?
I really haven't. Neither one of them, their name came up to me, so I can't really think about any of their past fights. So I don't really have an opinion on this one.
Pick.
Just pick Mokaev or Kape.
Muhammad.
Okay,
Muhammad.
there you go.
Okay. All right. So next up, we have Oban Elliott versus Preston Parsons. Oban Elliott, a plus 130 underdog, minus 160 favorite for Preston Parsons. 11-4-0, 10-2-0. I don't know, man. I'm liking
like this, bro.
I don't know, man. I'm liking the dog in this one. Oban Elliott. I think he's got what it takes to win. at home against Preston Parson, who's been off and on. And if we do MMA math, bro, win, loss, win, he's due.
He's due for a loss.
Like Tommy D likes to say, he's due. He's due for a loss.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna get it. I think Oban Elliott's gonna take it to him, bro.
And it's gonna be by a hard-fought decision win.
I'm going with a finish.
Oh, for sure.
Ooh.
All right, boys. Next up, Modestas Bukauskas versus Marcin Prachnio. It's a fight I really don't care about at all.
Me neither.
-1 favorite. Lost his last fight to Vitor Petrino. Marcin Prachnio won his last fight. Win-loss. MMA math. Marcin Prachnio loses. I'm going with Destas
Bukauskas is due for a win.
He's due for a win. So
due for a loss.
Next.
Colin Loughran versus Jake Hadley. This is going to be a great fight. I think it's going to be a good fight. Plus 165 underdog for Jake Hadley. I mean, he's due for a win, but I don't think he's good enough to do it, man. Kyle Loughran.
No, dude. Loughran.
This dude's a machine, bro. It's going to be a decision win.
We're going to see a pink slip for Jake.
I smell
it's
a lot
quite
of
possible, man. It's quite possible. There's going to be a lot of decisions in this event.
Yeah, a lot of decisions this weekend. It's going to be kind of
So are we all agreeing on this one?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right. Next up, we got Molly Meatball McCann. Shit, this is Sam's fight of the night number 3. No, maybe not, dude. Bruna Brazil, she's kind of boring, bro. Plus 240 underdog going up against a minus 300 favorite of Molly McCann. Molly won her last fight against Diana Belbita submission.
Dude, she is so shredded.
Yeah, bro.
She's really taking her diet seriously.
I thought that she was going to lose her last fight, and she went out there and she was impressive. Bruna Brazil lost her last fight to Loma Lookboonmee. I don't know, man. I've never been really impressed with her at all.
Me neither.
And I think being at home, it's going to fire up Molly.
Oh, yeah.
I think she's going to win this
hometown
fight.
Crowd, boy.
Yeah. I'm going McCann by decision.
McCann decision.
I say McCann. I say a
late knockout.
Second round.
Second round sub?
Yep.
All right. Next up, Nathaniel Wood versus Daniel Pineda. Minus 500, probably the biggest favorite on this card. Lost his last fight against Mohamed Naimov. Daniel Pineda plus 370 underdog. Lost to Alex Caceres, dude. I'm going Nathaniel Wood, hometown favorite, minus 500, heavy favorite.
Decision
I don't
win.
think he loses this fight. I think it's going to be a decision win. Another decision on the card.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going for Wood. I got to step out for a second, so I'm going to turn all my stuff off, and I'll jump back on in a second.
I always like it when we get a fighter named Wood.
I know. We got Wood.
You can laugh at it.
Arnold Allen versus Giga Chikadze. Arnold Allen.
It's going to be a fun fight.
Giga Chikadze plus 210 underdog. He won his last fight against Alex Caceres. Lost against Calvin Kattar 2 years ago. And before that, he hadn't won a fight in nearly 3 years. And he was quite on a streak, man. And then he got hurt, and then he had to take some time off, came back.
Mm-hmm.
And then he won against Alex Caceres. And it was kind of a less than stellar performance, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Very less than stellar.
Arnold Allen was on a tear, bro. And then he lost. He lost to Max Holloway, bro. Max Holloway decision. Wow. And then Movsar Evloev, unanimous decision. 2 killers, bro.
No shame in that one, though, to Max. That's no shame in losing to Max. That's all I got to say.
Yeah. I'm going hometown favorite, Arnold Allen. I think he's got what it takes to win a decision.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a good fight, though, I think.
Next up,
he has to win, too, because if he loses, he could get that pink slip.
Yeah. He'll win.
Pink slip in his home? Oh, my God.
Oh, dang. Gregory Rodriguez.
CLD, Christian Leroy Duncan, minus 115 favorite. Gregory Rodriguez, minus 105, slight underdog. They've both, on a 2-fight win streak. These are 2 big dudes, man. Really big dudes.
Something's going night-night. Don't blink.
I
don't know, man. I'm not real impressed with Christian Leroy Duncan's.
I think RoboCop might end up winning this fight, bro.
I think he might, dude. But I'm gonna go with the hometown favorite.
I'm not sure on this one. I still gotta figure. I'm still deciding on this fight.
I want to see the face-off, so I'm not gonna make my pick. I want to see the face-off from these guys.
All I gotta say is don't blink, regardless.
This one's going to be a fun fight. Might
Oh,
be
yeah.
fight of the night.
Mhm.
So, who you got on
Getting
this one if you had to
knocked out.
pick?
I got
So
RoboCop.
my pick says Duncan, but my heart says RoboCop.
Right?
Same. I'm not choosing yet.
Mm-mm.
So next up, we got Bobby Green versus Patty
Oh,
Pimblett.
Patty the fatty.
Minus 125 favorite for Bobby Green. Isn't that weird? Plus 105 underdog for Patty Pimblett. Patty's been on a tear, man, and Bobby Green's been looking pretty good lately. He did lose to Jalen Turner, and then he won against Jim Miller, but he was doing pretty good, man.
Yeah, but Patty really didn't do much with Tony Ferguson, bro.
No.
Or Jared Gordon. He actually, I feel he lost to Jared Gordon.
I
Lost
did
to Jay
too,
Gordon.
man.
We all know we lost that fight.
There was no way he won a unanimous decision against Jared Gordon, dude.
No, he didn't.
I think this fight is going to be a decision, 3 rounds of him just grabbing on to Bobby Green. And
like he always does.
Of your life.
Unless Bobby could keep it standing. If Bobby keeps it standing, bro, he's going to light this kid up.
Yeah.
Bobby's got hands.
Patty does not have the hands to to strike with this guy.
I got Bobby.
Ooh.
That's a good dog pick. But actually, he's not even a dog pick. He's a favorite.
He's a favorite, dude.
Yeah, I'm going with the dog.
I want to pick Bobby, but I'm probably gonna end up picking Bobby by topology. I think. I don't know yet. I'm decided.
Bobby gonna let them hands go, boy.
Oh,
he's gonna silence the crowd, bro. Just watch.
He's gonna bloody up Patty. That's all I gotta say. So
He's gonna give Patty his first loss, and they're gonna give Patty his walking papers.
He's gonna make him a bloody Patty.
We ain't gonna renew that contract there, sir.
Bloody Patty.
Bloody Patty.
Fuck.
Sounds gross. All right, next up, we got
here we go.
The co-main event, right? Co-main event.
Yes.
Tom Aspinall versus Curtis Blades. Minus 400 heavy favorite for Tom Aspinall winning his last 2 fights. Curtis raised Blades plus 310 underdog. Won his last fight against Jayton Almeida. A lot of people counted him out in that fight, actually.
I did.
And not me neither. And he ended up knocking this dude out. And let's not forget, this should be Tom Aspinall versus Curtis Blades 2. The first time they fought, Curtis Blades knocked him out. Oh no, it wasn't. He got a knee injury. Yeah,
he got injured in it.
I don't know, man. I don't think that's gonna happen this time. I think Tom Aspinall is gonna clean his clock in the first round.
Aspinall is going.
Dude, I got Aspinall KO round 3.
Shit, I say round 1.
Yeah,
round 1, bro.
I go with Joey round 1.
I think it's gonna be brutal.
That hand speed's gonna.
But it could be the other way around, dude. I don't see it happening, but I mean, Curtis Blades.
He's not.
Dude, Aspinall, as big as he is, that
he moves fast.
He is very, very quick.
Mm-hmm.
Dude's a big guy, man. He is huge. 6'5", dude. He's almost as tall as you. 261 pounds. He's fast, bro. I'm going with Aspinall. Another hometown hero. He's gonna win. In my opinion. And then next up, we have Leon Edwards versus Bilal Muhammad 2.
And new
Leon Edwards minus 225 favorite, plus 185 underdog for Bilal Muhammad. They have very similar records. So I think this is a perfect matchup for these two guys. Couldn't come at a better time in this division. And it's in Leon's backyard. So who you got on this one, guys?
I got Edwards. It's going to be by decision, though.
You think so?
I think so, man.
I got Muhammad, new champ.
That's what I got, dude. I got Muhammad.
Edwards took Kamaru Usman for a decision.
I don't give a damn.
And then Colby Covington by decision. So I just feel like I think Edwards has the better chance of winning this fight if he keeps it on the feet and win by decision.
Scroll down a little bit. What's his reach?
Whose?
Because he's
Edwards
6'2", and the other one's
74, 72.
74, 72. Edwards is the taller fighter.
Everest has the hometown backing,
and he's
taller,
got
longer.
the
Check this out,
taller,
Joe.
longer. Yeah, dude.
I
Look
saw
at the
saw
name.
this earlier this week. This was pretty funny, dude. They met in an elevator.
I remember the name. Come on, boys. Let's slide in, boys. Someone hit one. Press the button. Come on, fellas.
Yes, but
I smell.
The vagina just walked in.
Vagina just walked.
I smell myself.
That boy talk. That's because your breath is off. That boy talk.
Look, there it is. Look, that boy talk. You smell it? You smell it?
You had the group right there,
bro.
It's the drama.
That's been off.
Drama. Bro, I remember the name.
Remember
Yep.
the name.
I know.
Yeah, dude. I have Edwards. I mean, this guy's. Yeah, dude. His story alone. If y'all don't know, his story alone, leading up to him winning the title, is just amazing. So, yeah, I've always picked Edwards, and I'm gonna continue picking Edwards.
I'm gonna pick Edwards, but I want Bilal Muhammad to win. I really do.
Yep. And new.
Just so you know, it'll trigger so many people
Oh, it
everywhere.
will. It'll trigger everyone.
All the
That's
trolls
why
are gonna be.
that's really the main reason I want him to win. I want him to trigger people.
Right?
You know, I'm gonna do it, dude. I'm gonna go Bilal Muhammad 5 rounds of just smothering.
There you go. Get that money.
I'm doing it, bro. Who you got?
Crazy,
Roberto's going Leon.
Yes, sir.
Mark, you're going Bilal. Joey,
Yeah, new.
Bilal.
New.
Bilal. 3-on-1, bro.
Dang, that's
MMA
messed
math,
up.
dude. MMA math says
That's
Bilal
messed
Muhammad's
up.
gonna win, dude.
Yeah.
So, congratulations, Bilal, and you.
And new.
Wait till next Thursday when he wins.
Okay.
I'm gonna rub it in y'all's face.
Go
And
ahead.
steal.
Talk
No,
dirty to
and
him,
new.
All right, guys. Well, that's our show for tonight. Go to fightbookmma.com for all your latest combat sports news from around the world. We are pumping out articles like there's no tomorrow. So go check it out. Please go and follow and subscribe to Rumble.
Yes, please.
Our Rumble channel. We need to grow that channel. We are getting away from YouTube. Fuck YouTube. We are going to push Rumble like crazy.
Yeah, scan that QR code in the upper left. Our Rumble referral. If you don't have a Rumble account, scan that QR code. It helps us out, gains followers, and helps us, get some money. So help us out. Sign up, like, and subscribe to our channel, our Rumble channel. Every Friday, 8 p.m. we upload a replay of tonight's show. So if you missed tonight's show live, you get to watch it again tomorrow night on Rumble.
Yes, and then all the other streaming audio platforms, you'll also be able to listen to the podcast starting tomorrow. I couldn't do it these last few times just because of technical issues that I have, but I fixed all of that. So starting tonight and on, we will have all the audio replays uploaded on our audio platforms. And from here on out, Joey is going to be our new official co-host. So Joey from
good.
Joey from the Saucy Podcast.
Yep.
Yeah, so yeah, it's amazing times. We are switching up the podcast with co-hosts and the way our format and the type of guests we're going to be having on the show as well. And yeah, it's been fun these last few times, so we're going to keep the momentum going.
Yeah, special shout out to Miranda Maverick. Again,
Yes.
visit her website, Maverick Adventures, prowlerpickles.com or fearthemaverick.com for her merch. The pickles are great. The honey, I'm telling you, that's where it's at, man.
Hey, I just ordered the spicy pickles and the flowered honey that you got.
It's good, dude. It's good.
It's not expensive either.
It's not.
No,
it's not.
it's
That's
not.
that's a great thing.
It's like $36 shipped. I'm like, shit.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
I'll place mine tomorrow. So, right on. Well, that's it for tonight, fellas. Have a good night. Enjoy the fights. Everybody, thank you for your support. We'll see you next Thursday.
Peace.